Healthcare should be a right for everyone in this country.
Healthcare.
Hey guys, so this is fun. Oh my god. You know, it's expected, but it's still just kind of weird that it's actually happening. We watched Genocide Joe for, for weeks saying, things like, I will only step down if God himself asks me to, speaking on his own, even though his party was like, yeah, we don't want you. His staff was like, yeah, we don't want you. Everyone was pretty much like, go to bed. And he kept saying, no, I'm going to keep going. Then the second he announced, I called that shit like a few months ago. I said, what's going to happen is the Dems are never going to publicly say, we call on Biden to step down. Obviously, they would never say that. So I said, something's going to happen where he's going to say something about some kind of health issue, and then he needs to step down. And then the second they announced he had COVID, I'm like, I give it 48 hours. That's what it was. I was like, damn, they're so predictable. COVID. He's been saying COVID's over for like a fucking year. So anyway, now comes the fun part where, Democrats love to do the selected, not elected, like they did in 2016. Let me see if I can see your comments better. Let me enlarge this. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there we go. So, you're seeing Joe now endorse Kamala. I think it would be fucking hilarious if Kamala did not run for president and instead they picked someone else and kept her as vice, because you would see these bruncher shitlibs who have not gotten off their ass in the middle of a fucking genocide get those pussy hats, and they would be in the streets about how racist and sexist the Dems are being. And I think that's one of the things that could actually wake them up to how shit their party is. Alternately, it sounds like they may be picking Kamala for president. I fully believe she will lose to Trump. I absolutely believe that. She is not liked. And I'm not just talking about us or people online. She's not liked. And, identity politics didn't really work out well for them in 2016. They thought they could do that. Well, she's a woman. She's a woman. She's a woman. That didn't work. It wasn't enough. So who would she pick as her VP? I don't know. I'm in Pennsylvania. One of the names they're floating is Josh Shapiro, and I will raise fucking hell. Like, I will raise hell. Because let me tell you about Josh Shapiro. Here's a few things, and I put this on my TikTok. Few things about that fucker. Number one, he met with 10 Palestinian constituents in Harrisburg area. And after he met with them for about an hour, he posted nothing on social media. I'm in Harrisburg. We knew. That's how we knew, because we knew some of the people. Never posted on socials or anything about meeting with them. About 2 hours after the meeting, he posted about his allegiance to Israel. After meeting with 10 Palestinian constituents. So he has no soul. He just passed Stand with Israel Act in our state. And what that means is anyone who would, any colleges in the state of Pennsylvania or schools or anything who would even consider to divest would now have no funding from the state of Pennsylvania. So tell me, what school or college in our state is going to actually support the BDS movement if they lose all funding? That's how fucking fascist he is. And those are just a few of the things. Oh, and he's BFFs with Fetterman. As if that wasn't bad enough. And I'm only talking about Israel points. I mean, he's awful for a lot of reasons, but those are just the Israel points, some of them. So you get the idea. So they're floating him. I'll make his life a living hell. I live, I don't know, 2 miles from the Capitol. I'm there all the time. What's another, few protests? Gavin Newsom, who they've been talking about for over a year. The interesting thing about him is he is California, as was, I was going to say Kamala. I haven't heard that in a long time. I forgot about that. Kamala, they're both California. I could see them because, look, let's be clear. You have a woman of color who's actually Indian. You have a woman of color who's running. You need a rich white man. You just do. You've got to have that balance. I could see them picking Gavin Newsom. I have a family member who I saw tonight, and I continually get in bad arguments. I try to keep my mouth shut. But, after the debate, they made comments like, I felt so bad for him. I felt so bad. I don't feel bad for that fucker. Why the fuck should I feel bad for him? He's the one that's acting like there's no problem with his fucking cognitive decline that's been around for a hell of a lot longer than last month. And no, I don't feel bad for fucking anyone. And then now he's getting praise because he deserves our praise and respect for stepping aside for the party unity. He didn't step aside. Y'all made him step aside. Who the hell wants to run in a party where they're all fucking saying you need to leave? He doesn't have a whole lot of brains, but I would think. But you know who's really dealing with this shit hard? Jill Biden. I guarantee she's having a fucking meltdown because she believed she was president. She was the one pulling the strings. So she's probably having a meltdown, which kind of makes me giddy. Speaking of which, please check out my most recent Substack article. It's about just this, how exciting and delicious it is to see the Dems absolutely imploding about all of this. So yeah, who they're going to pick about VP, I don't know. I fucking love the thought of Hillary sitting there thinking about how there might be a first woman president that's not her. That just gave me goosebumps. Oh my God, that's so amazing. I hope she's fucking crying in the fetal position. Oh, I hope so. Oh my God, I hope so. I hope so. Because that would be fucking hilarious. And then, as I talked about before, for a couple of weeks ago, people are still saying Bernie Kamala. It was like a thing all over Twitter like 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, why? Bernie lost millions of us. Bernie is not Bernie 2016. Bernie's not 2020. Bernie is my friend Joe Biden. Bernie is, I won't call it a genocide. Bernie is both sides, like like, no, Bernie is not who he's. No, he does not have that. I don't know if I want to say that power over us, but we don't have that solidarity with him. Like, that was the past. And now we have gone even more and more left, and he has gone even more and more right. And more shit lib and more complacent of everything that's going on. And waiting and waiting and waiting, and then saying one thing like, oh my God, you're so amazing. He and Ro Khanna, as far as I know, they are the only two people who have said that they will not attend on Wednesday for Netanyahu. I'll be outside protesting with hopefully hundreds of thousands of others, if not more. So while the Dems are, saying, oh my God, Trump, a right-wing fascist, what the fuck is Netanyahu? Because Netanyahu is a right-wing fascist who has way more power than Trump. Let's just be real. Like, saying you're scared of Trump, but being cool with Netanyahu coming to our fucking country, coming to talk to Congress. Oh, and by the way, Kamala said she is meeting with Netanyahu when he comes on Wednesday. She's also taken over $2 million in AIPAC. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of people who's going to be like, okay, well, at least it's not Genocide Joe, so maybe I'll vote for Dems anyway. Because let's be clear, she was the fucking VP the whole fucking time. So she's responsible as well. Any fucking person that Dems put in there, I don't care who the fuck it is, genocide is still going to happen. This is not going to stop. I am Jill Stein, 1,000,000,000%, and I'm holding a fundraiser for her campaign tomorrow night. I will get into that a little at the end. I'll remind everyone and tell you where you can sign up to get the link. But I'm Jill. I don't care if whoever the fuck they run, I don't care. I think Trump's going to win regardless. So, but my relative tonight, it was interesting. They were saying, well, they're going to choose Kamala. And I said, well, I mean, she's not going to beat Trump. And she goes, my relative said, well, who do you want? And I said, none of them. And she's like, you don't want any of them. And I was like, no, I don't. I was like, they are all the same, all of them. And she's like, well, what do you want, Joy? And I was like, here's what I want. I want them to actually deliver on things they say and not just placate. Do as I do, not as I say. That's what I want. And she's like, well, one of the most important things is Roe v. Wade. And I was like, okay, cool, but it's still illegal in a number of states. And Obama had the House and Senate for 2 years, did not codify it. Biden had it for 2 years, did not codify it. Biden is president. It is still illegal in multiple states. Well, what do you want, Joy? I want people to actually be able to live their lives and not be poor and not be sad and not be, just existing, but actually living. White people who have money, it's a very Western idea of thinking. And you guys all know this. But, it's pure shit liberty that they don't talk to poor brown people and see who they want. It's just like, no, we want, and your lives aren't going to change regardless of who's elected. Your lives aren't going to fucking change. They're not. You're still going to have money and you're still going to be white. It doesn't fucking matter. So, they'll be like, oh, well, Biden's doing so much. What? What is he doing, please? Because in his speech today, or in his written resignation, or whatever you want to call it, he is like, we have made affordable health care. Okay, what? The word affordable is incredibly subjective, and you're a fucking millionaire. So please tell me how we have passed the biggest climate change bills in history. People just fucking started acknowledging climate change is real like a couple years ago. So there was no fucking climate change legislation before recently. So yeah, it's the biggest because it's been the only fucking one. But furthermore, look at all you're doing to the fucking climate by committing genocide. That's helping the climate? Oh, okay, dude. Or what about all your fucking oil, all your gas, all your fracking, all your fucking pipelines, but you want to be like, oh, we passed the biggest climate bill? Everything you're doing is counteracting it. What the fuck does that matter? So much shit. So I don't think necessarily that, them running someone else besides Genocide Joe is going to get any of us to now say, okay, well, I'll vote Dem because it's not him. I don't think that's going to happen, because if you really care about Palestine, I don't see how you could vote for any of those motherfuckers. But one of the things that I find very interesting is that, as I said, selected, not elected. Now, we all know we don't have democracy. It was never more apparent to us in 2016. If we did, let's just play pretend, if we did have democracy, what would happen at this point is the Dems would hold a special election. What that would do is it would give every single person in our country, every registered voter, regardless of party, regardless of state, a vote on a certain day, and you would then be able to, pick. Chances are it would be best if it were like ranked choice. Well, we're floating this person, this person, this person, so let's go like this, and rank choice, these are the options, and then whoever gets the most votes, that is the nominee. That is how it's done democratically. That's how it's done in states. Is that going to happen? Absolutely not. We the people do not matter. We know this. We don't matter. Millions of us have been in the streets for 9 fucking months. We don't matter. So is that going to happen? Absolutely not. They're simply going to pick who they want. The fact that Biden actually already endorsed Kamala makes me think it may be her. Obama has not said anything, which is kind of interesting. Not sure about that. One of the things the shit libs are freaking out about is that I guess some Republicans have said that they are going to take the Dems to court and say that whoever they pick is non-binding because it wasn't an actual election. They're going to have an issue with that because in 2016 we learned in the court of law from Bruce Biva that the Dems are a private entity and they don't need to go through an electoral process. They can pick them in a cigar-filled back room. So it's not going to hold up. But some of the shit libs are saying, oh my God, they're going to hold it up in a court of law and then we're going to have no president for months. Nobody is going to be president. Are you threatening us with a good fucking time? Because let's do it, man. Let's fucking do it. Teach us the lesson. Take away a president from us. Let's see how we get along. That'll be our punishment. So there's you know, shit libs are going to freak out regardless, but you're seeing a lot of people like, oh, he's a hero for stepping down. And you're also seeing the I'm with her being floated again. And it's just so fucking gross. It's like, you're with anyone with a D next to their name, not with her. You're with fucking anyone. So to me, I don't see how she wins against Trump. And honestly, you know, people are talking about that, you know, how about that debate was seeing Kamala next to Trump is going to be hell. Hell. What happened today will happen tomorrow, and tomorrow is not yesterday. Okay, okay. That's what it's gonna fucking be like. And then he's gonna be like, it's the best in the world. It's the biggest. It's the baddest, more than anyone else. And it's just gonna be a fucking shit show all over again. I'm not convinced she doesn't have cognitive impairment. Not because the same kind, but because she always seems like she's fucking drunk or high or on pills. I don't fucking know. So it will be interesting. We will see. But I think, you know, the one good thing I am thankful for is that I think more and more people are understanding how little they're being listened to in the duopoly. I feel like, you know, they were pushing by. I really hoped Biden was going to drag it out a little more to piss them off even more. One of the things I did think of that would be so fucking hilarious, though, is if Kamala did pick Bernie, which I see literally never happening in a million years. But if she did, having all those shit libs being forced to vote for Bernie would be fucking beautiful. It would be fucking beautiful. That would be just so great to watch. So for those of you tuning in for the first time, I am 85% blind, so I can't see your comments, but after I get off the air, I'm able to use my accessibility fun program things, and I will read them. I always read them. So can you just put in the comments, I want to get your opinion. Who do you think is going to be nominated as the president and who as the vice president? Do you think it'll be Kamala? If so, who's V? Oh my. If Kamala, who's the VP? Is she going to be VP? If so, you know, I want to see what you guys think. I want to see what you guys think is going to happen. Let me see if I can see any of these. Okay. Kamala and AOC. I don't see that. I really don't see that. I don't see them picking two women. I think that would be a bad move. But AOC will fucking run. No doubt. She will fucking run. Who else we got? Oh God, if it's Pete, oh my God, I'm gonna throw up. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I wasn't even thinking about him. Oh my God, oh my God. So if you guys follow me on Twitter or you've seen my shows, you guys know I am very, very, very close with the East Palestine, Ohio community. If it's Pete, I will lose my fucking shit. Oh my God. I loathe that man so fucking much. Oh my God. So it's like, it's, you know, I know the word cringe is so overused, but it's basically, it's like cringe, cringier, cringiest, cringy to the max, cringy 2.0, mega cringe. Like, it's just levels at this point. I just don't know that it makes any difference who they would pick as VP if Kamala is the nominee. I just don't know if it makes any difference. I really don't. I don't know. It's just conjecture at this point. Oh, EP people in the house. So yeah, I mean, I ripped into Biden for that shit. Well, Pete's, no different. I just don't know. It's all conjecture. We're gonna hate whoever they pick. I mean, it's not like I'm like, ooh, I hope they pick so and so because it'll be better. They all hate Palestinians. They all don't care about Medicare for all. They all don't care about the environment. Like, we are so fucked anyway, and that's why I'm with Jill. Hands down, I am voting for the greater good. And a lot of people say, well, she can't win. Well, you know what? I very much go by Eugene Debs, when he said, I'd rather vote for what I want and not get it than vote for what I don't want and get it. My one vote is not going to make any fucking difference in this election, but it will to me. It absolutely will to me. I will not, under any circumstance, vote for someone who is committing genocide right now, or enabling it, or supporting it, or what have you. I will not. People can cry about it all they fucking want. When people come at you and vote shame you, the best thing you could do is just say, when are you starting a phone bank and when are you knocking on doors? Because the people who sit there and harass you do just that. They hang out online. They do absolutely nothing at all except bully people, harass people, and tell them to fall in line. You want someone to win, you fucking call, you do things. That's why I'm holding a fundraiser for Jill tomorrow night. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but the FEC took all their money that they earned that they were to be matched with, okay? And they kept it, and they're freezing it, and they're not giving it to the campaign. Why? It's illegal. That's the DNC. So right now, they are owed $270,000 by the FEC. That was due to them last month. They don't have it. So how much can I do for a fundraiser? I don't fucking know, but I want to do something. It's fucking unreal. They will stop at nothing. So that's why, we need to do what we can for people who are actually in the fucking streets, actually getting arrested, actually standing up and saying genocide way before October, actually care about the environment, actually have gone to EP and did a town hall with me. Like, she is my candidate. She is everything that Bernie was supposed to be. So, I mean, I'm Jill all the way. People can cry about it. I don't give a flying fuck. So tomorrow night, if you go to her website, well, if you follow me on Twitter, you can find the link on Twitter. Tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, the fundraiser begins. It's a virtual fundraiser. Jill will be joining me, obviously. Ron Placone, some Palestinian activists, a resident of East Palestine, Ohio, who became close with Jill. A lot of great guests will be joining. So, but I'm excited, and hopefully we can help the campaign. It is a donation of $10 or more to attend. And again, it starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. If you can attend, please go to the link that I have on my Twitter in the attention announcement post. Or if you aren't on Twitter, you can go to Jill Stein 2024, and you will see the link and everything right there to sign up. It's going to be pretty awesome. I'm excited. And, you know, Jill, over the past few months or so, she's been, you know, she's someone that I've grown to think of more as like a friend as well. She's just a cool person. She really is. She's just a really cool person, which makes me love her even that much more. She's someone that you are like, yo, let's go to a diner and get a milkshake. You know, that's who she is. She's just, and that's what's so refreshing. She's not a politician. She's not. I mean, she's running, but she would be the first Jewish president, the first woman president, and the first activist president. So that's fucking huge. That's who I'm going with for sure. So tomorrow night, like I said, you can go to her website or my Twitter to sign up. Also, I have been doing this show for almost 8 years. It's so crazy. But something I've always thought about doing is doing an actual podcast, like audio only podcast. You know, I was talking to my friend Josh, who I was with at Occupy DNC at the 2016 convention when we were there for 6 days in over 100 degrees and marched 8 miles a day and had one of the worst weeks of our lives. And it's the anniversary in a few days. So we are going to be doing a podcast, and it is called the Capitalist Death Cult. And basically it's going to be things like I talk about on my shows, but we're going to be having more humor with it. I stifle my jokes a lot on my shows because I do deal with such heavy topics. But our podcast is going to be much more, you know, sarcastic and much more free to laugh about things. So Capitalist Death Cult, that will be, we're starting that this week. So looking forward to that. We'll see how that goes. But something I've always kind of had on a bucket list. So we'll see. But yes, if you can donate $10 or more, please join us tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern for Jill and I and special guests. Thanks so much for everything, guys. And also subscribe to my Substack. Check out my article from 2 days ago and subscribe to my TikTok because I put a lot of videos there I do not post anywhere else. Thanks so much, guys. Much love.